Happy friends, happy day to you. This is Lynn the Gift Diva. Welcome back to my channel. I just want to pop on here really quick. I had a subscriber ask me if I would do a little tutorial on how I made the chip cookie bags. And so I am going to, there are a ton of videos out there that talk about this, but I'll show you the way I do it. It might not be the right way or the best way to do it, but this is the way I taught myself how to do it. And so we're going to use Canva, which is an absolutely free program unless you go use the pro, decide to go to the pro version. I do have the pro version just because I use this not only for play but for work. And so there you go. I lost my train of thought. There are also templates available on Etsy and various other websites. And I did buy a template, but I found the template to be too cumbersome. I will leave. It's probably easier for some people to use the template, and I will leave a link to the description in the description box to the template that I purchased, because I do use it on occasion. But for the most part, I just start with a blank 8.5 by 11 landscape page in Canva, and I'm going to cover those. I bought some those Dollar Tree Energy blend, those nut blends. I'm making I'm making another one of those gift boxes for someone who's fitness friendly. And so I'm going to, it just comes in like this green, I don't like the company branding, so I'm going to make my own. So we're going to put some fun images on the packaging and put the bag inside of that. So let's get started. So again, for the chip bags, it's usually 1 ounce, the 1 ounce bags for Lay's chips or any of those potato chips. And then it's the small minis for the cookies, the Oreos, the Chip Ahoy. All of these bags are about the same size, and so I have found that anything in that size frame, whether it be cookies, chips, hard candy, anything on that same size bag frame will fit in this 8.5 by 11 landscape bag that I make. So having said that, you're looking at Canva and you're looking at a blank page, and so I'm going to create a background. Now the gift box that I have is that I'm doing is a kind of like a lemon theme, and it's like You Bring the Sunshine, which and I started to do a bag with a lemon theme, but then it would be weird, I think, once she opens it up and there's nuts inside. So we're gonna do something else. So we need a background, so I'm going to go to Elements, and normally you can just reach here in Canva and do a search for, so I did a search for nuts, and I made a prototype bag so that I would know what I was doing when I got on camera, and I chose this background. Now, normally in Canva, if you go to background and type in your description, I did that and nothing came up that I wanted. But when you go into background in Canva, it automatically populates your background for you. Now, if you use an element, which is basically a clip art piece, you have to make your own background. So sometimes if you right click, it will say down here, make this a background, but this is not one of those images. So I'm just going to have to make this a background. So what I did was I just took it and I stretched it all across the canvas. Like so, until I made my background. Now, that's what we're making up there. Now, I do crop once I get it all over the page. You don't have to do this, because when you print, it won't matter. But, I do it just because I'm crazy like that. So here's my pretty background. I like the colors of this background. There's nuts and all kinds of neat stuff on here, and there's a variety of things in my little blend mix, so that works out fine. Then I decided I wanted an image on top of this background, so I did a search again for Workout Girl and came up with her. Now, I would have normally used, or sometimes I use my digital images that I purchase, but for the purposes of this video, I wanted to do something where you could recreate it if you wanted to in Canva. So most of these images are free. There are some that are starred that you can only access if you have the pro version, but I want to say that everything that I've selected today is a free file. So next I'm going to need a shape because I'm going to put a sentiment up here. So I'm going to go down here to shapes and I'm going to select, and I selected a square, and I'm just going to modify the square a little bit, and then I'm going to change the color of the square. What's neat about Canva is that if you need to change a color, you can. This is my standard color scheme in Canva. You can create your own standard in Pro. You can create. I think you can do it in free too. Create your own color scheme. This is the color scheme of any photos in your design. So, and these are just default colors. So I'm going to choose. I think I'm going to choose something in the middle. A green. Yeah, I'm going to choose that green. And so now I want to put some text in this photo, in this box. So I uploaded this saying into Canva from my laptop. And so basically what I did is upload media, device, and then I did a search on all my files and chose your limit. Your only limit is you. And so that's how we got that. So I'm going to go back to uploads. Pull this back in again. And I'm going to make this a little bit lighter because that's hard to see. Oh, you can't see it at all in that color. There we go. Okay, like that. So I'm going to kind of center this. And then down here, I usually like to include some kind of text so people know what's actually inside the bag. So I'm just going to say here, positive energy snack blend. We're just going to give it a name. And I am not crazy about that font. So I'm going to go up here and change the font to engagement. Make it a little bigger. There we go. I want these lines to be a little closer together, so I'm going to use line spacing and make them a little closer together. Okay, I like it. Now I want to see her arm, so I'm going to right click and bring her forward. Excellent. So now we are done with our design and we need to go and print. So I'm going to download, and since I only want one page. There are 2 pages in this file, but I only want page 2. So I'm going to select page 2, and I want this to be a PDF, and I want it to be a PDF print because I want the high quality color and all of that in my print. So I'm going to print in PDF print, and then I'm going to download. Now, my computer asked me where I want to save my file. I'm going to open it in Firefox. I'm not going to, that's the browser I use. And so now she's up and pretty and ready to print. And so I'm just going to click print. And when we Oh, well, okay, well, I didn't know that would do that. When we print, when we come to the table, I will show you what kind of paper I used to print these out. That works for me anyway. There is glossy paper out there that people use for chip bag paper. I don't really like the glossy paper, to be honest, for my chip bags, so I use another kind of paper. So I've selected my printer that I want to use. I've selected letter. I want it to fit to the whole page. I'm going to use my system dialog because I want to make some additional adjustments. I'm going to hit preference. And I'm going to select a paper. I'm going to select Premium Choice Matte Paper. I fluctuate between the Color Laser and the Choice Matte Paper. Let's go with the Choice Color Laser. Because I am printing this on my laser printer. You can print this on your inkjet or your laser. Doesn't matter. I have both. So I'm going to print this on my laser printer. And then I want the quality to be at its best. So I'm going to select Best. Hit Apply. And I'm going to print this and then come back and we'll put this together. Hello friends, we are back. So as you can see, I've printed it out on my LaserJet printer. Looking pretty good, This is the Imperial Nuts Energy Blend that I got at the Dollar Tree. It has honey roasted peanuts, honey roasted sesame sticks, almonds, walnuts, and pecans. Ooh, I should have got a bag for me. We're going back for those. So anyway, we're gonna put this together, easy peasy. Now, I usually cut off the white border here. Sorry, y'all. This is y'all seeing a mess. I'm always impressed when ladies show their equipment and it's not messy and dirty from use. But mine is. So, excuse it. Okay, so we're just gonna free ourselves of all of this white space. Fortunately, my printer doesn't do edge-to-edge printing. So, there we go. That looks pretty good. Let's put this to the side. Oh, this is the paper I use. It's by Staples, and it's Premium Color Laser and Copier Paper. I've also used the Hammer Mill brand Premium Color Laser paper before, and that's pretty good. It's 32 pounds. It's a heavier feeling paper. I really like it. It works well for these bags. So, I'm going to turn this over, and I'm just going to lay this against the design and do a little test to make sure that everything's going to line up the way I want it to. Okay, so what we're going to do, this is a little bit off. In terms of design. So give me a second here, because I don't want to ruin all of this good ink. I'm not going to reprint this. I'm going to try not to reprint this. Let's test. See, I leave in all my mistakes. Okay, I think that'll do. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my double-sided tape, and I'm just going to run a piece of double-sided tape all along this edge here. And I don't use wet glue normally. I do use double-sided tape. I suppose you could use wet glue or your ATG gun. Oh, no, which is right here. I should just use my ATG gun. Now that it's working. so. And I'm just going to line that up right where I put the tape. Hopefully I'm in frame, y'all. Groovy, groovy. Okay, so now we're gonna stuff our bag. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna leave it. My mistake. Normally, what I do is ATG the side and two sides instead of one side. But I'm just gonna stick some tape in here, like so. And make up for that. See, this is why I don't do a lot of tutorials, y'all, because I figure out crap on the fly, and it always doesn't work well when you do it on the fly. So I just do one end of the bag, so that when I make my little ridges, I'll have a reference point, and you'll see what I'm talking about in a second. Okay. Okay, so now that the bag is in, I'm going to, y'all. Now that the bag is in, I'm going to just line up where I put the tape and squeeze. Like so. Now, if you want to be really fancy, you can take your chip bag out for a second and get out your scoreboard. On frame. I hope y'all can see all of this. And where's my scoring tool? Oh dear. Unpreparedness. I just decided at the last minute to turn the camera on. Okay, I'm going to use this. And I'm going to just take this and score. Just draw 3 lines, like the first 3 score lines right at the end. I mean, nothing fancy. And see, you got like what looks like little ridges on your bag. And then I'm going to put tape on the other side. Again, it is recommended that you do this before you tape the back. But as I said before, we're going to improvise here. And put that down. I'm a terrible, terrible teacher. Okay, so I'm going to put this back in the bag. I promise it fits, y'all. Okay, there we go. Yay! You gotta finagle with it, just so that you get the right poof. Sometimes it helps to bend down the bottom there. And I'm gonna take off the tape. And then I'm going to squeeze the other end together, like so. Now, like I said, there are ladies out there far more talented than I that do this with far better grace. So, if you want... my bone folder. If you want like a real, seriously, a real tutorial, then that would be your best. Whoops. That would be your best deal, because this is literally me crafting. Just winging it. Uh-oh. Yeah, again, it would be better to do this before you put your stuff in the bag. Oh, Lord. He knows me. Okay. You probably can't see what I'm doing, but I'm doing it off camera. So see? There. And so now, instead of that boring old Dollar Tree bag, I have this really cute Your Only Limit Is You Positive Energy Snack Blend. Isn't that cute? I just love making things cute. This is so cute. Taking things that exist and making them cute. That's me. So I really like that. So hopefully this little lesson was helpful. If you picked up even a teeny bit, a nugget of education, then I am super pleased. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you are new to the channel, welcome. Hope you stick around for more crafty content. If you're an already existing subscriber, you know how much I love you. And so keep it positive, y'all. Stay crafty, and I will talk to you in the next video. Thanks. Bye.